Hello, my fellow beautiful mom. This is Ayan here with you today, and I am a mom of a beautiful boy of 10 months old. And today, in this video, I want to share with you the toys that he has been playing with, which were a success or not. And this will cover basically the toys from the age of 0 till 1 year old. And it's going to be a mix of developmental Montessori toys as well as some fun regular toys. I'm going to start with the toys that we used at the very early stage, basically from his day one, and then move on slowly till year one. So let's start. The very first toy, if you can call it actually a toy, was this visual stimulus cards that we were using, and you can use them pretty much from day one of your child. And these are the black and white cards, which you simply take and then you start moving them in front of your child. In the beginning, the children, they don't see well, and the distance also up until which they can see is very limited. So obviously you will need to hold these cards very close to their eyes. And then with time passing by, you can actually keep moving them away. You can put these visual cards around the baby in the crib or on the floor where they're playing. And they are actually quite fun, if you can say it like that. I think kids like it. And this one specifically, it also has an instruction how you can use it from 0 month till up until 3 years. I think the older they get, it becomes a little bit more interactive in a sense that they can, for example, guess which animal is on it. You know, there's like a shark here, for example, or they can mix and match the toys. I must say we haven't used it in a while. We were using it a lot in the beginning. I think it was an exercise almost that we were doing every day with my son for developing his eyesight, as well as him just simply looking around and realizing what's happening. So this is the very first thing that I think everyone should get for sure. The next group of toys is actually rattlers. I think this is obvious and pretty much every parent would get at least one rattler. We have a few more in his room, but these are the ones that I had here at hand. And in the beginning, again, we would just shake it in front of him, move it from left and right. And to be honest, now he grew out of them. He's not playing with them that much. The only time when we actually actively use it is when we're changing him and he is now very active. We give him a rattler and he would actually shake it in his own hand, and I think he likes the sound of the rattler as well. My advice would be, if you are getting a rattler, then make sure that the sound is very soft and it even sounds like a natural sound, because there are some rattlers which might have some electronic or electric sound, and that's not good. You yourself would also get tired of it if you would be using it continuously. So that's my advice to you. Then let's move on to this type of books, baby books. As you can hear, they're making this sound, and this is what baby likes. I think this we started using when he was approximately 3 months old, because before then he would not understand what is going on. These ones also have a sound, and he loves this sound. Like, my son would just laugh when he hears this sound. I don't know what it is with the sound. These ones we would just put in front of him when he would be doing his tummy time, and he could touch them, he could turn the pages. The ones that I got, they are actually 4 seasons, and they're not just pictures, but they also have some questions in there. For example, let's say there is one which would ask you, okay, find an animal on this page, or find this and that, which means that these are not short-term toys. Like, you use them in the beginning for a specific goal, and then you can reuse them again later on. And to be honest, that is also one rule that I'm trying to stick to when I buy toys, is that it should be a toy which we would be using long term, and not something that we would use for 1 month and then you throw it away. I did put them now in a box that I should give away, but I'm thinking that I'm actually going to keep this, and we're going to get back to them when he's a little bit more understanding of what is actually happening on these pages, and then we can ask him questions and he can respond to us. So we're going to keep this type of toy, and it makes sounds. You see, it's the same sound as these books, and it also has some rubber parts which he can put in his mouth as well, but also it's more for touching and feeling different textures, which is good. It's quite a funny toy, to be honest. The first time I saw it, I thought, oh wow, what is this? But he loves it. Like babies sometimes love toys that are weird like this one, but it has a meaning. So it makes the sound. It's also the sensory parts. This is also important for babies in the beginning, that they are actually learning by touching stuff and obviously putting in their mouth. So it's good if toys also have some sort of a texture to it. This actually makes a nice bridge to the next set of toys. We bought this type of sensory toys. They are different shapes, they have different textures. So the idea for me was that I would give it already at the age of 3 or 4 months, that he would be actually touching them and developing. However, we only reached to the state when we would be playing with them around month 6 or 7, that he would be interested in it. And it has also different colors. So actually this toy is also multi-purpose. Later on, you can also play with the kid by asking them questions about the shape. So you can ask, okay, tell me what this shape is. Let's say this is a cylinder, this is a ball, and then you would ask them to, hey, give me a cylinder, give me a ball, or give me a pink toy, give me an orange toy. So this is actually a very good set of toys as well. As I mentioned before, it's a multi-purpose one, and you can use it throughout a longer period of time. In the beginning, it's only about sensations, and then later on, it's more about guessing or learning the shapes, the color. Another set of sensory toys is actually this Goki shapes. It's this set of round wooden objects, and then they would have different textures. So this one, for example, has, I think this is even carton, and then this one is pink and it has like a cross in it. You also have some fluffy ones in there. The idea in the beginning of the baby's life is that you would just give it to them, or even you would just hold it and then move their fingers on top of these surfaces, as well as their toes as well. So again, this is for their development. I must be honest that it was not a success for us to play with it. Maybe a bit later we're gonna play with them a bit more, but then more in a sense that try finding out two figures that have the exact same texture or the exact same color or the exact same shape. So I'll probably try using it a bit later when he's older, but for now, we bought it because I was reading about them and I heard good reviews that this is one of those must-have toys that you should have for developing your child. But for us, it was not so much a success. So if I were you, then I would get it maybe closer to the age of 1 or even after 1, and then you can actually play with them and make something nice out of this. Another set of toys that I think everyone gets are blocks. And you can get different types of blocks. I was looking for soft blocks specifically, and I must say it was so difficult to find soft toys. This is literally the only soft toys that I could find here in the Netherlands, and I was looking online as well. So why did I want soft toys is because my son takes everything into his mouth, and of course he's at the stage where he would just drop something, or he would hit it, or he would hit himself with this toy. So I wanted these blocks to be as safe as possible for him. um, these are the only ones I got, and if it was up to me, I would love them to have, let's say, a number on one side, an animal on the other side, a letter on the third side, and then each side would have something else. I couldn't find them, so I just got what I could find, and these are the sea creatures. And the good thing is that they're all different on each side, but every block is the same. So you could actually also play some games like show me two similar sides of the cube. He likes them and he likes to play with them. We try building also the towers with him, but he just breaks it. Like he doesn't understand yet the term of building. I think for him it's fun to break something and then see how it falls apart, and then we would build it again together. So it's fun to see how he tries to play with toys. One important thing that actually came to my mind now is that when you buy a toy, make sure that that toy is not too busy. You have sometimes these toys which, let's say it's a ball and then it has like 20 different things coming out of it, and then it would make 20 different sounds, and it's very colorful and this and that. It's very difficult for a baby to process all of that information. So the best thing you can do is to buy a toy as simple as possible, and also let their imagination create the game or figure out how to play with that toy. That is my advice. Now, another stacking toy that we have are these cups, and we bought them in the round shape. If you want to go one step further, you can actually buy them in the square shape, because it's more difficult than to stack them into each other, and then that creates more challenge for a baby. I must say, I've been trying to play with this toy with my son as of he was like 6 months old, if not earlier. I started with showing him how to put one cup into the other, how to put them on top of each other. I'm still building those towers with him. He just doesn't grasp the concept of what you need to do with these cups. What he does most of the time, again, he puts it in his mouth and he thinks he needs to drink from it, which is obviously the case. You need to drink from a cup. But in this case, it's a toy and you need to play with that toy in a specific way. But he has his own way, so we just let him. Still, every day, whenever I'm playing with these cups, I would again go back to the basics and try to build a tower. I would try to put one inside of another, in the hope that at some point he's going to figure out what to do with them. He loves them. Like this, we've been playing with for 3 or 4 months, and they're still a hit. Most of the time when he's crying, and then if he wants to be picked up but we still want him to play, I would just start quickly putting this stacking cups on his playmat, and he would love them. He would just crawl to them and start playing with them. So this is a hit, honestly. Also, when we went on a vacation, this was one of the toys that we took with us. So I swear by these cups, get them. Another toy group are actually this type of balls, different type of balls. We have 3. The most typical and simple one, I think it's called even an O ball. Before I got my son, I saw kids playing with these balls. I would see them having them in their hands, but I wouldn't really understand it, like what is it exactly that the babies are playing with. And when we got this one, I actually saw that my son also loves it. Like, what is good about this ball is that, first of all, it's very light. It has holes, so for a baby in the beginning, when they don't understand how to properly grasp it, they would just put their hand in it, and then immediately it's in their hand, and then they can just try to get rid of it. In the beginning, it's difficult because their hand is locked. It's colorful. It's something that if they throw, then it rolls, and then they would try to go after it. Happens at a later stage. Now my son is 10 months old, and he's not interested in this ball anymore. So I think it goes into a box of toys that we need to give away. But I think up until maybe 6 or 7 months, he was really into this ball. So I would recommend it. We have another variation of that ball, which is a similar one, but then it has kind of like a rattler inside. It's a bit different. It doesn't have these equal holes everywhere, but he did like it also in the beginning because it made sound, and then he could actually play with it. But for the very beginning, as a basic, I would rather get just a simple O ball, and this is just as an extra because it makes some sound and it's maybe a bit more fun to play with. Then the ball that he's actually playing with now is just a simple ball. He loves it. Like, he would just on the floor hit it, it would roll, and then he would crawl after it. He would try to get it. Sometimes it would roll further away, and then he would continue running after, or not running, crawling after it. And this is probably, again, one of those balls that is going to stay with us for a longer time, because it's something that he can play later on with as well, because it's also like this, and then you can play with it. Moving on to the sound toys. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a big fan of these complex toys which have a lot going on, but this type of simple toys which make sound is actually nice. They have just a limited number of buttons. They would press on it, there would be a song playing. This one actually speaks in German, and this one speaks in French. None of these languages we speak at home, but we were given this as gifts, and that's nice. We got him a set of 2 wooden cars because I thought nice for a boy to play with a car. And pretty much all the cars are actually for older age, because they have these small details that a baby can eat and it would be unsafe. My first option was actually to get him a soft car, and we do have a soft bus, a London bus, but it's not that big of a success. This one is way more fun because, again, it can ride, it can roll, and he likes to observe the action. So if you want to get a car for your baby, then make sure that it is wooden, it's not plasticky, because they tend to take it into their mouth. And also make sure that the details that they have, for example the wheels, or if they have anything extra, is not something that could easily come off. So make sure safety first, but the wooden options like this are actually quite nice. And this one also has holes, so a baby can actually grab it and put his fingers in it. Another vehicle toy that we have is this big garbage truck. Yeah, it is a garbage truck, but it's a multi-purpose one. It has these holes, and then it has objects inside of it, and then you need to put it inside of the truck based on the shape. I thought that my son would know the shapes by the age of 7 months, but I don't know what I was thinking about, because this is obviously way too early. They do not understand that concept. They could not put the stuff in it. But I thought, okay, this is then for later. For now, he's just playing with it, like trying to write it, and then he would open and take all the small objects out of it, and then again put it in his mouth. But sometimes we would play with him and show him how to put it inside, because it's good to just continue repeating it, and then one day, you never know, they can start playing it according to the purpose. Now, the toy that has been with us since pretty much the beginning is this, I don't know even what to call it. It's from Fisher Price, and it has the piano here. I'm not gonna turn it on now, but if you press on it, then it would give a sound. It has this sound part, and it also has a mirror, and it has some texture also on the sides. Originally, we bought this toy when my son was, I don't know, maybe less than 2 months old. He would be kicking with his legs, and then we bought it to put next to his feet, such that whenever he would kick them, there would be a sound coming out. So that's how we were using it in the beginning. Then when he was a little bit older and he was doing his tummy time, we would actually put him in front of this toy. He would try to touch this, and he would look into the mirror, which is also good. And now that he's older, he's actually just crawling around. He sees this toy, and then he starts pressing these keys with his hand, and then he observes what is then the consequence of his action. So he presses it, there is a music. He presses another one, there is another music. So we're quite happy with this toy, and we are still using it. Now I want to move on to the development toys. Obviously, there have been already some here and there, and to be honest, I think all of the toys have to do with some sort of a development. whether it's sensory or mental. But these toys that I'm going to cover now, those are actually classified, I think, as Montessori toys, because that's what I was searching for. We have a lot of those Montessori toys at home because I was really into this topic. I still am. I don't know whether those are Montessori called or whether it's just developmental toys. And to be honest, it really depends on your child when they are actually ready to play with this toy. So whatever is written on the instructions of those toys, don't pay attention to it unless it's safety related. It's more whenever your child is ready, he or she will play with a toy, but just keep practicing with it, because again, one day, you never know, they might learn how to actually do an action that you're trying to teach them to do. The toys that I have here, they actually can be used as of 6 months plus, and then until whenever your child is still happy to play with them. I'm gonna go with the first one, which is actually a success in our house. So this is a very interesting toy. It has buttons here, so if you press on a button, you get a figure in here, and then if you turn this, you click this, then there's a figurine, a button, and then again like a click. And then the idea is that, of course, you need to press on all of these buttons, and they require a baby to do a different action with their fingers, and then you can close them. You can also guess who is there. We are now at the phase where my son would just keep closing everything, like we would open it for him and then he would close it. He cannot yet press on the buttons by himself. He tries, but he doesn't have the power to actually press it fully. So I think soon we're going to be there as well. But for now, it's actually fun to see how he would close it. And he's very determined to close them, because sometimes one of these things would open by accident if he presses it. And then he would turn around and then he would try to close it, and then he would move on with other toys. So this is actually quite a fun one. And the next one that we have here is this type of a toy, and then it has this figures here. So it's a circle, it's a square, a triangle. The idea is actually for a baby to learn to grab things with their fingers. So this type of a movement. And then, of course, it would be nice if they could put it back. But the first step is actually just for them to grab it. And then you would also see the difference in how they're eating. If you're trying to give them solids, for example, and then you put something in front of them, they would actually grab it properly. Now, again, multi-purpose toy, grabbing, putting it in, guessing the shapes, the colors. We haven't reached that phase yet. For us, it's just the grabbing and sometimes putting it back, but most of the time grabbing and then putting it in the mouth. So that's how we play. Next one is, I don't know how to call this toy. It's, I would say, action and consequence. What it has is that it has, it's a wooden box, and then it has this hole in here specifically designed for these balls. And then if you throw a ball into here, it rolls out on the other side. It's quite fun for a baby to actually watch it, like when it goes in here and then something rolls out. The idea is, of course, also for a baby to pick the ball up and then put it back in, but that might take some time. The one that I bought, actually, it has like this plate here. It can be switched, and then it has more of the toys. For example, we have one which is like this, and then you're supposed to put carrots into it. So it's a little bit more difficult than the balls, of course. Then what we have is we have this one with smaller holes, and then you're supposed to put this type of sticks in it. This is for way later. I think the advised age is even almost 3 years old. But I thought, if I'm gonna buy this type of toy, I want to buy one that we can use for a longer time. So that's why I bought it like that. For now, we're just using this plate and then the two balls that we have. Actually, yesterday I was practicing with my son the getting and giving action, if that's a correct way to say it. Basically, I would use these two balls, offer it to him, say, okay, take it, please. He would take it, and then I would ask to give it back to me. So these are very nice in terms of the shape. Also, they fit nicely in their hand, in their small hand, and then they would try to give it to you. But yeah, this is how we would play it. I do not let my son play with this on his own because it has also some sharp edges, so it's unsafe. But most of the developmental toys that we have, actually, that I'm covering now, are played under supervision with us, because otherwise it's a little bit unsafe if you leave it with them, at least at this age. Probably after 1 year old it should be fine, but still. Another one that we loved is this type of a box. It's another wooden box with a lot of handkerchiefs in it, like colorful handkerchiefs. There is a small hole in here, and the idea is actually to pull the handkerchiefs out. They would be connected. Now they're disconnected, but they're connected. So he pulls one, then another one comes, and then the other one, and so on. This is also for them to develop their grabbing mechanism. We started playing with this toy when he was 5. This is actually advised for an age 5 to 6. And we would do this, we would practice every single day pretty much. Like, I would show it in front of him, and then first time I would show how to do it. But for us, my son learned quite quickly how to take these things out, how to grab to them. So we would do it every day, maybe even a couple of times. In one go, we would let him try this 2-3 times until he would get bored, and then you would see that your child is bored, he's no longer interested, but he would be still grabbing them out. So this I really recommend as well. This cylinder, there is also, I think, a wooden ball inside, because it makes a sound. The idea is just to roll this one. We were playing again in the beginning, again when he was like 5 or 6 months old. He would just try to roll it. Sometimes we would take it out now as well, and then he would play with it a bit. But I think at this point he also grew out of it, so we're probably going to be getting rid of it soon as well. We had this type of a toy. I don't know if I have a surface. I do here. So it's the one that would, move from side to side. Was also quite fun to watch my son play with it. In the beginning, we would just put it in front of him, and then he would really love it. Then later on, when he started crawling, he would actually move this thing. It would twirl around, and then he would go after it. So also a very nice one. We also got this type of a toy. You can stick it to the table, which is nice, because this is something that you can let them play, let's say, after or before dinner. And the idea is to move this circle around. So it comes in two. It's 1 and 2. We're not yet there. In the beginning, when I just gave it to my son, he was actually putting it in his mouth, because this is also rubbery, so that is nice for them. And we started doing it when he was, I think, 7 months old. I think we're gonna start it again, like trying to play with it and move it around, because it is also good for their development. Another toy in that similar type is this one. It has this balls here that you have to move. This is, again, probably not for under 1 year. Depends on your child. For us, we don't yet grasp how to play with it properly, but it is definitely something that you should get also for this movement, to move the balls around and see what happens. Also maybe for counting, I don't know, also can be fun. And then this pyramid as well. It comes with these circles that you take out, and then you put them back again. This one is a wooden one. My advice would be not to start with this type of pyramid, because not everyone can understand how to take them out and put them back in, especially because the holes in these circles are exactly the size of this stick. So you actually have to be very precise if you want to put them in here. My advice would be to get, like, you can even do it yourself. Like, you just take the stick from a pyramid, and then you take a circle which has a wider hole than the stick, and then it's easier for babies or for kids to put it on this stick. And then you increase the difficulty more and more until you reach basically this level. You can also get these from Fisher Price, I think, as well. They're a little bit more colorful and bigger, but this is the ones that we got. We haven't reached the stage where we would play with him because again it's a bit difficult to put this, but we could put other circles around it, so that's good. Another small toy that I got was actually this cube, and it mimics all different types of switches that you have at home. Let's say this is like for the light, this is for temperature, this is like a ventilator, and it's fun. Like you're gonna see that your child is gonna do it anyway at home, but it's fun to give this one to them so that they can practice and maybe get it out of their system before they start turning on and off continuously the lights in your house. So this one is fun as well, and it also has a mirror here, so it's a bonus. The last category that I want to cover, and I'm not sure if this qualifies as toys, is books. This is not all the books that we have. We have more in the library, but my son loves books, and we try also encouraging it as well. We have multiple different types of books here. There would be some where we would read and then it's just a regular page, but we also have some which are specifically for the babies. For example, this one, you kind of open it like this and he can just play with it by himself. We also have some books here which have thicker pages, and then he can also turn them by himself, and then they would also have some sensory parts here as well. Let's say they would touch it, it has like some fluff here, so this is actually nice as well. It's nice to encourage that from the early age as well. Of course, in the beginning, they do not really understand it. That's why this type of books with some touches that they can do. Yeah, we also try to always put a book on a wish list if someone is asking us what to give our son. So a book is always a good present. This was it. I think the video turned out to be longer than expected, and maybe I haven't followed the exact schedule that I promised in the beginning, but I tried sharing as detailed as possible the toys that we have been playing with my son, and I hope you liked it. I hope that this content is useful for you, and please let me know if you would like to know more or what type of baby/mom content you would like to see. I am very excited to continue making this type of videos. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.